Hello, happy Tuesday. I know I'm a little late. It's Tuesday, a lot is going on, but guess what? I am here in Aunt Lainey's kitchen. We're gonna do our Facebook cooking live. And tonight, I know you're already gonna say, you already saw, you're like, wait, we're doing another veggie thing? Yes, we're doing veggie quesadillas, and we're gonna do like a veggie grilled cheese sandwich-ish kind of thing. With everything going on and prices like jumping up by the moment, I thought, you know what, let's revisit these veggies, okay? Because meat prices, I was like, whoo, I was clutching my heart like Fred Sanford, oh my gosh, when I was at the store. So that's okay though, because we still have our veggies. So what I've done this time though is I already have a bunch of veggies that I already cooked, and I seasoned them with like quesadilla, like kind of like, you know, more taco things. I got some chili powder in there, some cilantro powder in there. I've got other veggies, and I'll show those to you. These are already cooked, but what I'm going to do again is I'm going to show you what I am cooking right here. So I've got some fresh things that I went ahead and I chopped up today, because I always have veggies prepped in my refrigerator because it's so much easier than having to go and cut things, and oh my gosh, because it makes it easier for me to actually use them. So right now, and you know what, I'm like looking at this, I'm like, oh, I need a little bit of oil, so I'll be right back. Let me get over here. Okay, I'll come back with the oil. I was like, oh wait, I'm missing something. But okay, so what I've got in here, I have got the carrots, right? That's gonna give us the texture. I've got some tomatoes that I need to use. I have got green peppers, green onions, white onions, some garlic, and some mushrooms. So the mushrooms and the carrots are kind of going to give us that, they're going to give us like a nice little texture. So I'm going to put about, I'm eyeballing this, but this is what I did for the other one. I put about like a tablespoon and a half of oil in here. I'm going to go ahead and set this on here. Okay, right here. Just going to let this kind of go. And of course you want to cover. I like to cover. You don't have to. If you don't have a lid, I'm not judging you for that. But I like to kind of cover these when it starts to heat up, because I want the condensation to happen, because that's going to kind of like, you know, it's going to make things all, you know, moisturized. Like I like moisturized vegetables here. I think that's the best way for me to say that. And then, you know, I've got the chili powder in here. Like I said, the cilantro powder. I've got regular black pepper. I did do a little smoked paprika as well, and I do have some lemon juice. Generally, I'd put lime juice, but y'all, I ran out of lime juice, and I forgot to go pick some up, so we're just gonna make do with that. Now, meantime, because I did a make-ahead situation, I am going to spoon this out onto the tortilla here. Okay. Like so. Take this off, and I know, excuse the tops of this. I got these Pyrex bowls, like, I don't know, back in 2013, I think. And yeah, so I've got to go, and you can actually online buy the new lids, because I do not want to have to get rid of these bowls, because you know they've been with me for a long time, and you know to replace them, it's not cheap. So this is what I did, and again, I feel like with this, it really depends. Like I just kind of did like a spoonful here, but depending, and I always use kind of the smaller quesadillas now, the smaller tortillas for the quesadillas. Now look, because this is smaller, what would tend to happen is that it's going to get kind of weird, because again, I cut these kind of big on purpose. So it just kind of depends on how you like. If you don't like a lot in here, like I like to add, like I'm gonna add a little bit more in here, but I mean, I kind of like to make mine a little bit bigger and add more things, but I am going to go ahead in doing that. I've got my cheese over here, and I'm going to go ahead and scoop this out here. And again, cheese with this, it really depends on your preference. Some people would just eat this without the cheese. Like, girl, I don't need no cheese for that, but I need some cheese. It doesn't have to be a lot, but I need some. So this is, I would say for me, this is a third of a cup, but it's not really. Like it's probably like, I don't know, maybe two. I would say like I'm on this plate, like a tablespoon worth in here that I actually scooped up. So now listen, this has already been seasoned. So I'm not going to do that again because I always talk about it. I don't like to over season things. Like I want things to be seasoned, but I don't want them to be over seasoned. Where it's like you can't even taste any of the ingredients. All you taste are the seasonings. That's not good to me. Okay, so you can see me doing this. Go ahead. I want to get my sleeve in there. Cover this. So I'm going to do like a, kind of like a 1980s tight roll. Now, because I'm not doing this for a potluck, this is primarily for me. I'm not going to, you know, have my gloves in the other hand. But generally, when I cook for other people, I do use my gloves. Okay, so I'm kind of making it like this. You don't have to do it like this. It's kind of more of like a little soft taco here, but you can do it more like in a quesadilla form. You can kind of like flatten it out and then cut it into squares. I'm not going to do that. I think with this, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it like that. Let's see here. How much do we have in here? Because I want to make sure. Oh, you know what? Before, I'm going to hold that thought. So I'm going to go ahead, because I think it's hot enough now. I'll go ahead and add this into the pan over here. Kind of got it on the far burner. Oops, got a little sass going on there. Ooh, got a lot of sass going on there. Okay. Now this is probably not going to be completed by the time I finish this video. That's okay, because I need to cook this anyway. So it's something I kind of want to do, like at least a couple of times a week. I want to have some kind of veggie hash situation. Let me get that out of the way. I want to kind of have a veggie hash situation, and now I'm going to go ahead, stir this around a little bit, put this on a little bit of a lower temperature. We're just going to kind of hang out. We're going to let that cook like Glorilla says, let her cook. We're going to let her cook. Okay, how much do I have left? So it doesn't look like I have a ton of this left over because I have been kind of eating on this. I made this on Sunday, but that's okay because now I'm going to show you, because again, I always like to have options. Are you an options person? I am an options person. I want to have options like, okay, what can I do? Hang on, let me just go ahead and get out the 2 pieces of bread here. Okay, put this away. Okay, so because this, again, already seasoned, so I'm not going to add any more additional seasonings here. Okay, let's see how much this is. So what I like to do, because this is going to be like a heavier thing, you're like, girl, you're really, yes, I'm putting the carrots on the bread. I know you're like, it just feels so counterintuitive, but this is like, you got to keep in mind, I slow cooked this. So this is not going to be crunchy carrots. This is like super, tender. It's like, it's kind of like tender out here. And move it all the way to here, like so, maybe a little bit more. So, and you can take, and it's kind of got like this smoky taco seasoning flavor to it, so that's good. Okay. Still have a little, it looks like I have a little bit left over here, so maybe I'll just go ahead and do it like this. Now, the only reason why, and again, the main reason why I can do it like this is because I have a panini press. So we're pressing it all the way down. See here. Whoops, that just fell on the floor. It's okay. I will get that later. Okay, now I am back. I'm going to go ahead and put on another glove here. Come on, let's get these gloves on. Okay, come on. Glove. It's not, you got to work for me here. You got to work with me here. Glove. My glove is like hating from outside the club. For real. Okay. Go to the next thing. Okay, hang on. Maybe this one will work. Okay, yes, this one works. That other one was just hating. Just straight hating. No reason for the hating. Hope you guys are doing well. I know we got a lot going on. So, okay. Let's see here. After this, I know you're like, dang, she's like in a rush. I'm not in a rush on purpose, but I still have a lot of things that I need to do. This evening, I have to record this week's Aunt Lainey's Kitchen podcast. So I gotta kind of get that done. Okay. Oh, here's my little thing right here. Okay. So now this, I'm gonna be a little generous with the cheese. So I kind of low-key prefer, I used to use a lot of like, you know, the square cheese, or I would grate right onto the actual sandwich, you know, I would get like a little cheese grater and do it that way. That's totally fine. But I just didn't feel like doing that. And I kind of like, for me right now, it's kind of like, in my mind, I'm like, yes, I'm artfully grating cheese. But the reality is, it's like, where's that already shredded cheese? Let's go ahead and do that. I'm just kind of like not in the headspace to be all fancy like that. Okay, we're gonna, and I'm only gonna put it on one side. Now I know, you know, if you're a super cheese person, you're like, girl, but because I already put down the veggies on here, that's one reason. But also, I kind of just like want one thing because I don't want the cheese to take away from the actual veggies. So, okay, we're gonna put that on here. We're gonna clean as I go a little bit. Okay. Now tonight I probably will not, I'm not, depending on what this looks like, because I have no idea what this is gonna look like. I might wait to do an unveiling with the fresh stuff over here that I make. That's kind of, I feel like that's going to be probably the plan. I'm going to unplug my charger here. I'm going to get this out of the way. It's so important when you're cooking whatever you can, just to kind of go ahead and move things out of the way as much as you can. You will thank me because then you won't be tripping over all of these like different kind of things. I want to move this out of the way too. Okay. Out of the way, because now I need to use my panini press. And listen, this panini press, as I've stated, it can be kind of brutal. So you want to like kind of, it doesn't mind because I got the mid-price range. I did not get the fancy one that has controls. This is like, you know, the mid-price one. So let's see here. Okay, we're gonna let that kind of turn on, and then I need to just gonna put a little bit of, because it's like a non-stick service, with a little bit of spray there. Move this down over here, and we're gonna kind of let it heat up a little bit. And it's probably easier just to kind of put this stuff on a plate. Okay. There we go. One, I've got the sandwich. And now I have got kind of like the little taco roll thing going on. I guess it could be kind of like a burrito, but I don't really have any, you know, it's not like a classic burrito, but I just want to call it, let's call it like a tortilla wrap. That's a better way to say it. That way I don't have to think about all the traditions that are there and be like, okay, what do I call this? And I don't want to be disrespecting someone's abuelita. I don't want her haunting me or anything like that, or my own abuelita haunting me because I got like a name wrong or something like that. So, okay, I'm feeling the heat like Whitney Houston. I want to feel the heat. So, feeling the heat with somebody. So we're going to start with the grilled, with kind of like the grilled veggie sandwich. We're starting with that, okay? It's going to be good. I can just feel it. It's really funny because I would tell you that last year around this time, I would not have been caught dead using carrots like this. Now, I've done it before, but usually I just reserve carrots for like my autumn kind of thing. Like, oh, look, I've got like these, you know, these carrots and this cast iron skillet. You know, it's kind of got this whole kind of theme, this whole autumn theme. But now I'm like, you know what? Carrots are here. Like, I can find carrots all year round. So why not, you know, do a variation of this all year round? Like, if this was the fall, I'd probably be throwing some sage in there. There'd be some basil, some thyme, you know, all that kind of stuff, right? But now I'm kind of like, you know what? Maybe like a little bit of rosemary. But now I'm like, you know what? It's weather's warming up. Well, it's still winter, but the weather's warming up a little bit. So maybe I'll kind of change it up again. But I definitely think that with how the meat prices are going, I just really want to kind of be able to adjust. And because I can cook, I do know how to season things. It's kind of like an advantage. Okay, this is not quite there yet. So we're just going to kind of let this, let it cook here for a little bit longer. And probably need to get like a flipper. Here we go. Because I'm that person, I'll just put my hand on it, okay? And I have to remember like, hey, you got plastic, or hey, you have acrylic nails. You probably don't want to be doing that. Okay, let's get that. Just want to make that kind of, okay. So here we go. See if I can, I'm just going to flip it on here. Make sure, because sometimes the top does not get, for some reason, sometimes like I got to flip it. Now, not always, because usually I don't flip it, but there have been a couple of instances where I've actually had to flip it to kind of get that nice little grill, those grill marks. And guess, here we go. We got it. You know, this feels like more kind of like a veggie Reuben a little bit, just kind of the way it looks, like this being smashed like that. So there we go. There's that. This is all vegetarian. So now we're going to do the wrap. And why I like to do these wraps is like, I do them this way, then I can just kind of cut them into, like, I could probably cut that into fourths if I wanted to, or at the very least, cut it in half. So you make like about 6 of them, and then, you can feed a couple people. I mean, again, feed a couple people, throw it like on a bed of rice. There you go. Just like a small little meal, I would say, like a nice little small little meal, a couple like a little bites with like a little bit of the rice and stuff. Just one of those get you through meals. Like, if you've got like a weird thing, like sometimes what I've done is I get up super early to work out, like at 5 or so in the morning. And then I have that weird thing where it's like I eat breakfast and then, I eat lunch. And then I might be like, I'm really not super hungry for dinner. So I'll go ahead and I'll have dinner at like, 5 o'clock or 5:15. And that's a perfect little dinner because it's going to tide me over until the next day, but it's not super heavy. It's just like a little bite because I've been eating kind of throughout the day. Okay, what do we got? Oh, look. See, that's what I like about the tortillas, because the tortillas will kind of, I'm going to go ahead and unplug this. You can kind of get the grill mark payoff. You know what? I think it's, again, it's a little rustic. I might go ahead and take pictures of this and not wait and not do a new one. So this is kind of what you have here. This is the tortilla here, and then, this is kind of more of a Reuben-inspired sandwich. Maybe it's more like a veggie Reuben-inspired sandwich. Maybe that's what I'll call it. If you want more information about me, I'll hold this kind of up again. You want more information about me, you can go to AuntLanie'sKitchen.com. You can also find my podcast on Spotify, Apple, and iHeartRadio. And I have some episodes on YouTube, but I need to catch up on those because I'm a little behind. You can also find me on Facebook, Aunt Lanie's Kitchen, Instagram, and TikTok under Aunt Lanie's Kitchen. And of course, as I mentioned, YouTube as well. I do a lot of YouTube shorts. I do more YouTube shorts, and then I actually upload these on there as well, like the longer form videos as well. But I've just noticed, just in general, I'm looking at other people's content, like their long form videos. It's like people are like, yeah, long form, whatever, I don't have time. But the shorts, man, I'm like, oh my gosh, like 500 people looked at my thing. I'm all excited. So yeah, anyways, that's where you can find me. You guys have been really great, and I can see my it's so crazy. I'm not even like a micro, like I don't even consider myself one of those influencer girlies per se, but you guys have been really supportive, and I really do appreciate that. And stay well, be safe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.